Alrighty, hey there, Lindsay Norman here. Today we're going to cover a topic that's a bit of, I would say, a reaction to what is happening in the network marketing industry. We are certainly seeing a shift with several companies who are either closing their doors indefinitely or they are going to an affiliate only approach to business or model to business. So I am actually going to do a couple of different videos on these because I think there's a lot of different aspects of this that are worth exploring and talking about, especially if you are looking to go into the network marketing world to build a business, or if you're in the network marketing world and your company is like shutting down and you're like, what do we do? Especially when you've been building, if you've spent a lot of your life or your adult years investing in building a business, this is personal. Okay. So the topic that I want to talk about today is how can you know if your company is going to be closing its doors or going to an affiliate only model. So of course, at the end of the day, until a company actually does it, you're not going to know, but there are some telltale signs that I would say definitely be watching for, because these are absolutely going to be there when and if your company closes its doors. Okay. So the first thing you actually want to look at is who owns the company, who owns it. I've talked about this very briefly on other trainings that I've done, but who owns your company really matters. If it is a third-party investor, what does an investor do? An investor puts money in, it grows the business, and then what happens is you sell the business. The whole goal is to make money. The other thing is you want to know who owns your company, because if it's not private, if it's not a privately held company, that means that the shareholders or stockholders actually have a bigger say in your company than pretty much anybody else. So what the company has to do is they have to make decisions based on what shareholders give their input, like based on what the shareholders want. Of course, at the end of the day, shareholders want a company to profit and grow. But when that is the biggest voice, the most important voice, now your leaders on the field and your consultants or advocates or brand ambassadors or whatever you are, your level of importance now and your say in the company is always going to be lesser than those shareholders. A company is always going to do what appeases those shareholders first. So that is why it's so important for you to know who owns your company. I know I'm in a company right now where it's owned by 7 founders. It is privately held. They absolutely are committed to their leaders, to the field. They don't have to appease shareholders. That is so critical. So ask the question, who owns your company? And find out. Go find out. It is worth asking and knowing the answer to that question. Second thing that you're going to want to look at, if you're wondering, like, is my company on the brink of closing its doors? Are we heading in that direction? Is you want to look at the level of transparency from your company. You want to look at, are they sharing financials? Are they sharing their sales numbers? How they've been prior to COVID, during COVID, post-COVID, in the last 2 to 3 years? Are they being transparent? Also, you guys probably know this, but you can make data say anything. So it's okay for you to ask follow-up questions of your company, more probing questions about sales and growth, okay? But the first thing you're going to want to look at is, are they even sharing that? The other thing as it relates to transparency is income disclosures. Are they disclosing income, especially on the field? That is an area where I know, like, that is so key, because if a company is not disclosing income, you should be having questions there. Okay. So income disclosures, their financials, their trends, their sales, their growth numbers, like, are they putting those in front of you? Are they being transparent? So that's the second thing you want to look at, is transparency. Here's the other area you want to look at. Number 3, what is being cut, if anything? So are there key resources? Are there key initiatives? Are there key personnel that are being cut, not just once, but consistently? So I know that there are several companies who like this isn't, closing your doors doesn't happen overnight. It's a series of decisions. So when you're seeing, oh, there's certain markets that are closing down, There's certain strategic field support that are being cut, not just once, but multiple times throughout a year or 2 years. Okay. I would have questions about that. Okay. That indicates potential problems in the future. The other thing you're looking at is resources. Is there a lack or a decrease in resources that are pivotal to your growth on the field? Those are things you want to look at. So you're now looking at what's being cut. Okay. What's being cut? Does it make sense that it's being cut? And how often are cuts happening? Those are other things you want to look at. The last thing that I would recommend that you're looking at is, are you seeing growth, plateauing, or decrease in leader ranks? And so when you're looking at leadership ranks, growth, generally when you're seeing growth, you're seeing it, that's an indicator of a healthy company. If you are not seeing leader ranks, rank advancements, new promotions, kind of this constant like flow of new promotions, new rank advancements, that would be an indicator that I would be looking at and saying, why are we not seeing this? Now, it's certainly normal for companies to ebb and flow. But usually a company that closes its doors, there are several indicators that happen over a period of time, all of these being one of them. And I would actually just encourage you that if you are somebody who has spent time building a business in a company, you've partnered with that company, you've built a team with that company, you've built leaders with that company, you are absolutely, you have the right to ask that company questions and expect answers in return. So for today, my goal was to help you think through, how do I step back in my company and kind of try to assess, are we healthy? Are we growing? Or is our fate or our destiny what many of these other companies are doing, which is either closing their doors or going to affiliate only? My goal today is not to have you get scared or to have you react. It's to have you think critically and to have you assess honestly what is happening in your company. One of the biggest devastations I think that can happen is when somebody chooses to invest their time and their talent and their family into building a network marketing business. They partnered with the company, they made sacrifices, and within 24 hours for a company to turn around and say, we're done, we're closing our doors, or we're going to affiliate only, that is one of the most dishonoring things that can happen. So I know if it were me and I were in that situation, I would want to be saying, how do I proactively make decisions as a leader, as someone who has talent, who is a business owner, who has impact even in my family? Like, how do I make proactive decisions instead of having things happen to me? This is one way to help you. Like, these things that I mentioned today are hopefully some ways to help you kind of assess what is happening in the industry, what is happening with my company, and do I need to be proactive in terms of where I'm building and decisions that I'm going to be making for myself personally and for my family. Hopefully I allowed you to do that in a small way today. All right, have a great day.